right, gang, welcome back for our fifth and final match of the day. We've got another one with Na'Vi, now going to be facing off against the retry. Going to get to see them once more. I'm Zyori, with me once again is Hippie. Hippie, my friend, what's the good word coming into Na'Vi versus TR?
I want more Tusk. That's the good word, man. I want another Tusk pick. If Na'Vi bans Tusk after watching that game, I'm going to be really, really mad.
I would be a little bit upset. I'm not so sure Na'Vi would be as bold as to ban it. That would surprise me a bit. But you never know. I would love to see some Tusk, though. That really just tickled my fancy. I really liked it. So
maybe they'll pick it. Maybe they'll do a Dendy Tusk.
A Dendy Tusk? Na'Vi will say, you know what? We're going to go Mary Poppins on your ass. We're going to give you a taste of your own medicine. Wait, no, that's a spoonful of sugar. What's taste of your own medicine? That's not from Mary Poppins, is it?
No, it's not.
All right, my bad. This was just, we just go back in time and pretend that one didn't come out of my mouth. That's a little embarrassing. Apparently, I've never actually seen Mary Poppins. Anyhow, the retry going to hold steady with some more Viper action here, Hippie. First pick Viper. They're going to break the truce once again, and you're going to need some sugar to swallow that Viper.
Does CIS Dota, or do they count as European Dota? Because if it's CIS Dota that has the truce, then there is no truce here. And they can just blatantly first pick it and just be like, we don't care.
That is...
Screw the Geneva Convention. Is it the Viper Convention? Is that what it is?
The Geneva Convention. Yeah, I guess so. But still, a first pick Viper nonetheless. And a hero that they'll have to tango with. Curious whether or not they're going to put Viper in the mid-roll, or if we're going to see that solo safe lane Viper, as we saw last time.
I think it's open. When they pick him that early,
yeah.
I mean, sure, they could put him in the mid, but
sure.
Nubik certainly showed that he's very, very able to play it. They're very, very able to run it like that, and, you know, he was... What impressed me most about the way he played was just how well he capitalized on the early farm he got from having the opening. He didn't just sit back and farm. He didn't let himself get beat by a stronger carry. He was like, all right, I have these items, let's go win.
Yeah, let's do this thing.
I think that's something we don't see enough with all these Midases nowadays. But, you know, that's just me. I don't like Midas.
I don't know when Leroy Jenkins is going to start playing Dota. So every so often, I just wish a team had a Leroy. And they could just start the charge, you know?
Isn't that who Havost is? Isn't he Leroy Jenkins?
Is he? Is he?
Towers, man. I'm diving that.
I mean, he might be. I don't know. I wonder what Leroy Jenkins is doing. Does he still play games? Is he like a personality?
I have no idea.
If he did not capitalize on that branding potential, he is a fool, and that's all I'm saying about it.
Yeah. Maybe Blizzard bought it because he's a card.
Blizzard bought Leroy Jenkins. I love it.
Bought his identity. It's theirs now. He can't do anything for himself.
Sorry, Leroy. You're going to have to change your name. We copyrighted it. Sorry, buddy.
You're gonna have to become Leroy Wraithkins.
Oh, God. Blizzard's never going to live it down from us Dota fans, I'm telling you. So, Weaver, Crystal Maiden, the first two picks for Na'Vi. Again, very open-ended with that draft. But Kuroki not going to get his Rubik here, as the retry will snipe it. This draft actually unfolding very, very slowly. The retry did burn some of their reserve time, deciding what to ban out second. And they did settle on that Venomancer. And Dragon Knight, third ban from Na'Vi. Clockwork, fourth ban from the retry. And they're really thinking hard about this. Who do we not want Na'Vi to have? I'd be considering that Puck ban. After seeing last game, Dendy and Puck is just... that's a recipe for disaster if you're on the opposition.
You definitely have to think about the Puck ban. Timbersaw, of course, if you want to deal with Funnick's hero, man, that Funnick Timbersaw can be terrifying. I don't blame them for banning that out.
Yeah, that's true. Too many strong heroes. Hero matchups with Na'Vi. You can't ban them all.
Enough strong heroes that we don't have the same damn 10 heroes every time.
Yeah.
That's how I like to think of it.
So, what's fascinating here is the Rexar ban coming out from Na'Vi. Beastmaster. Interesting.
I mean, it's unusual because we don't see him picked a whole lot, but I guess they don't want to deal with his kit, but also the fact that he does really well against Weaver just because of the roar is particularly strong. I mean, you could also say that about Doom, you could say that about Bane, you could say that about several heroes. They decide that Rexar is the one they don't want to handle, and then they go right into the Lifestealer, which makes, you know, just as much sense with how they don't want to have to deal with that roar. It's an annoying skill, man.
Yeah. It's just an interesting ban. We did see I think, one Beastmaster pick so far in Starladder Season 8, and it sort of worked okay. He's a hero that I like. I think he fits into niche lineups, but not so confident the retry we're going to play him here, and that makes me just wonder if Na'Vi have something really interesting up their sleeve, or it was just, as you mentioned, it is a good way to deal with Weaver. You need Lockdown to deal with that sneaky Scarab. So, well, just going to ban out some of those heroes. I mean, Dragon Knight going to follow suit in that same kind of a format. But Lifestealer going to be grabbed. A pretty standard draft for Na'Vi so far. And they may very well go for that Puck 4th pick. We've talked quite a bit about how well Puck pairs with the Lifestealer and Dendy.
Yeah. I wish I had been able to see Retry's DotA page today, because I was trying to look them up when we had the game earlier. Because maybe they just favor Beastmaster. That's always a possibility, that if they are faced with the situation of we need a strong single target anti-BKB, that they go to Beastmaster just as their thing, and Na'Vi know that. Maybe that's it, but I can't say it for sure because I couldn't find them on DotA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Merlini and I had a similar issue. I forget how we found a couple of their matches and they were under something else, and now it's eluding me. He was the one that did the research, but yeah, their DotA is not properly updated for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. Maybe changing their name to the retry messed it up. I'm really not sure. Can't shed light on that front. But Pugna is going to be the 3rd pick up here for the retry, so sort of an interesting roster here. I mean, Rubik, just a well-rounded support. They've got Viper for a little bit of that mid-game action, and now they've got Pugna as well for some pushing power. So their draft very well could evolve into something very, very push-intensive. I mean, Furion is still on the field if that's a route they want to go. They could do Furion off lane, Viper in the mid, Rubik, Pugna, supportive choice, bottom tri-lane, something like that.
Definitely possible. As far as I'm trying to think if there's an offlaner who's better for overall pushing. Probably not. I mean, just the split push power between having both the Pugna and the Treants available in 2 different lanes at the same time means towers would just kind of fall whether or not you were trying to defend them. I don't know. I mean, do they maybe want to get a Leshrock as a support again? They used it very, very well in the previous game.
Yeah.
And he was very successful.
If they want to do
like a beast.
That kind of pushing strategy, very well could work. And he pairs nicely with the Rubik as well. You've got the telekinesis. That makes for pretty easy split Earths as long as the communication is there. Yeah. On the same wavelength.
With Aspera.
Oh, man. Yeah. The irony of both of us being on the same page about communication and oh god, that just
it's because we communicate so well with each other.
That Dota radio history. Oh man. So we'll see. There it is, the Nature's Prophet.
Bam, there you go.
All right, I might have been on point with that prediction here, and we'll see. It very well could be a Lesh last pick. I'd be curious what Na'Vi bans out.
I think it's a little too squishy. I think that they'll all get blown up really, really quickly if they go for a Lesh last pick. I think they want something with a little more durability.
Yeah, a little more zest, a little more pep in their step. Dragon Knight would have worked nicely here. A smart ban from Na'Vi is that 3rd ban. And Na'Vi going to take the Enchantress out of the pool. So, well, I guess she does synergize with the pushing strategy, but still a very, very squishy hero. But you're absolutely right. If they take a Lesh here, that is a very, very squishy lineup. And Bat Rider will be their final ban. Not a bad choice. And whoa, Na'Vi with the Bristleback. So is this, I guess, going to be a Dendy Wind Ranger here? And
are we sure it's? Yeah, I guess.
I'm not positive, but
I'm trying to think. Well, who's playing the Weaver?
That is
because traditionally you'll have Havos on the Lifestealer and Funnock on the Bristleback. So this could actually be a Kuroki Windrunner and a Dendy Weaver.
That could be interesting.
Yeah, because it could be a mid-Weaver.
Yeah, could be interesting here. A lot of options for the Na'Vi draft, but alas, they are going to run the Bristleback. And Enigma. PGG! Everyone's going to be excited about that. Oh, I can't wait for the delay to catch up and see all the macros get spammed. PGG's Enigma going to come out here. And, well, not a bad pick. Is going to open up some of that laning prowess, of course. Enigma does jungle. Well, he jungles very well, but does push quite well as well with those Eidolons. Still a very squishy roster, though. Does not solve that problem that they have, but a nice bit of lockdown that they desperately needed. Other than Enigma here, their only bit of lockdown was that telekinesis. So I think Enigma, a smart pick, but their lack of tankiness may prove to be their bane here, especially up against a Bristleback and Lifestealer. 2 pretty tanky heroes.
Well, I think one of the nice things that Enigma has over Lesh is that he's going to be spending a lot more time farming, so he'll be able to compensate for that a little better. And frankly, his strength gain isn't bad. It's 2.1. So he gets hit points at a decent rate compared to most intelligence heroes.
Mm-hmm. So, Dendi off to the races here. He's going to Shikuchi down and try and drop these sentries as quickly as possible. Looks like he is going to make it within plenty of time before TR do pause any sort of a response. But alas, it is going to be Dendi on the Weaver. And a solo mid Weaver, most assumedly. Is that a word? I was going with assuredly.
Presumably.
Presumably.
What you're looking for.
Presumably, yes. Hashtag grammar, hashtag spelling. So, all right, let's introduce our rosters here. Looks like we know where everyone's going to go for the most part. Let's look at our Radiant side first. We've got the retry. And we're going to have Nubik down here on the Pugna in the bottom lane. Going to be supported by Eid playing on the Rubik. And they will most likely be joined by PGG here on the Enigma, who, of course, is going to be in the jungle / helping out in that pseudo-tri lane. Hart going to be on the Viper in the solo mid. And No Fear going to be on the Nature's Prophet in the long lane top position. On the Dire side, we've got none other than Na'Vi. Funnet going to be in the bottom lane, going for some solo long lane bristleback action here. Puppy going to be on the Crystal Maiden, slated for the top role. Dendi going to be on the Weaver, looks like some Weaver mid action. Havost going to be on the Life Stealer, and last but not least, going to be Kuroki on the Wind Ranger.
This is different from how Na'Vi usually lanes the bristleback, so I'm interested to see how it goes for them. They cliffed him.
Oh ho ho!
Someone has to cut through those trees and pass him a TP. Which is actually doable. That's the only way to get a TP to someone up there, but you can hand it up if they're close enough so he doesn't have to wait those 3 minutes. Or you can just have the courier come do it, but it's just a little more dangerous if they were looking for it.
Wow. That's very unfortunate for poor Funnick right there. One of those crafty little things that you can do with a Rubik.
You notice he actually saved money for a TP. I mean, maybe it wasn't specifically for a TP, but he saved enough that he'd be able to get himself off that cliff. No, you got to go around with the courier through the... there we go. Never mind, I'm wrong.
So for a second, I was like, uh-oh, is the courier not able to reach? Is this going to be a double disaster here? But, up in the top, okay. No Fear, taking a little bit of damage there. But, yeah, so Weaver versus Viper in the mid lane here. Another one of these matchups in solo mid that we don't see too frequently. Viper, a little more standard solo mid, but Weaver definitely not. And Dendi getting very aggressive already. Not going to have enough for the first blood, but almost. 38 hit points to spare, and Hart going to be forced to use that first healing salve. So Dendi already off to the races. And up in the top lane, this poor Nature's Prophet just getting harassed back by Kuroki. I guess as we would expect, he is 0-0. But now that the Bristleback has made it to lane, Funnick off to a pretty solid start here.
And especially with no supports in the lane, he's able to do just fine against the Pugna, who, I mean, his base damage isn't really that good. His int gain, of course, is insane, so he ramps up very, very quickly, but only dealing 51, now 55 at level 2 means that Funnick can contest for last hits. With the shield, he's actually in reasonably good shape, and he's got good harass himself with the Quill Spray if he starts to just throw it out a little bit, although you do see Pugna did pick up a very early Magic Wand, knowing that Funnick would be down here against him.
Yep. And now what's interesting, I saw some folks in chat talking about the retry trolling a bit. I believe Nubik is a reference to Funnick, so seeing them in the same lane up against each other is semi-humorous. I had an internal chuckle when I saw that. And of course...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure just he does the 1K thing. That's definitely Funnick's signature.
Yes, indeed. So Nubik and Funnick, who's going to come out ahead? Will be interesting to see indeed. In terms of farm in the mid lane here, Dendi sitting 8-2 up against the 11-5 Viper. So Dendi actually getting slightly bested in terms of last hits, but Hart getting a lot of pressure coming his way. If he's not careful, Dendi may be able to secure a kill on him. Dendi is just playing so aggressive here, and his buddy Puppy going to roam his way over. Not going to find an opportunity, but still going to do it nonetheless. Dendi going to poke forward here again. He is going to take a tower shot. Ooh. And the slow... Uh-oh, Dendi may fall right here. Whoa! Hart going to grab the first blood. Dendi with the fatal misstep. He did try and harass with that Shikuchi, and that little poison dot did tick him down just enough. And down he goes. Puppy in a little bit of trouble. The telekinesis back. Eid gonna continue to pursue. There it is. That's 2 kills. Wow, Na'Vi off to a slow start here. TR gonna be able to do it. Wow, did not see that coming.
Yes. Overcommitment. That's all there is. Although it looks like Funnick might get Nubik, actually.
Oh, no,
Funnick. The salve is going to go off. The Enigma's here.
One more. PGG on his way in. Now No Fear going to sprout down. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, and a pause right in the heart of the moment. Ooh, Nubik needs to be careful here. He's come back. One more quill and he's dead. And Funnick does have the mana.
They're trying to get one over on Puppy, man. They're trying to out-Puppy pause Puppy.
Out. Yeah.
We need Merlini, man. Do you not have the hotline on your cell phone? I need a 1-800 Merlini right now.
I actually do have 1-800 Merlini on my cell phone. I have his digits. I'm just saying. Sacre bleu.
You fancy. You fancy.
A little bit fancy. So it looks like PGG having a quote-unquote mouse issue here. I'm going to use this opportunity to troll a little bit. It's a struggle for me to say PGG. For some reason, I always want to say PPG. And I don't know. I may have said it once already.
I'll tell you exactly why that is. It's because you're in your mind connecting it to Peter Pan Dam and going to PPD.
Maybe that's it. I thought it was my days of working as a veterinary assistant with
that could be it too.
Penicillin is PPG. Penicillin.
Okay, that makes sense.
Procaine G or something. So I remember I can still hear in my head doctors like, "Give me 3 cc's of PPG. Start." Like, all right, geez, calm down. I'm on it.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong about the connection you're making. Maybe you are the veterinarian.
I hadn't thought about the Peter Pan Dam, but you're right. PPD, PGG really plays with my mild dyslexia. Oh, bother. So this is a pretty long pause here. I have this sneaky suspicion here, Hippie, that Nubik is going to die. I think Funnick will fall as well, but I think he's going to take out this Pugna with him.
It looks like I'm not so sure, because he's winding up the Nether Blast right now. You can see it's literally just going on cooldown, so it's going to go right on top of Funnick, and then he's going to immediately turn around. It depends on whether or not if that Nether Blast causes a Quill Spray, he's dead. If not, I think he's going to live.
Yeah.
Actually, he doesn't have boots, so Funnick should
I was saying, do we want to make a wager here before this resumes? Oh, here we go. Oh, that one Quill Spray going to miss. Funnick trying for it. Oh, wow, I was so wrong. Nubik going to survive. I'm glad we didn't gamble.
I should have taken that, man.
Yeah, you had the opportunity. I was so ready. Yeah. And PGG going to do a little victory pause here. So, yeah, that's the end of Funnick.
Yeah, indeed. So, Nubik versus Funnick, man. It looks like Funnick went in. He wanted to prove himself the superior ick, but he failed.
A noble effort, indeed. So, Dendy now going to have to make some recovery in the mid following that unfortunate death. Viper now going to be 16-5, and Dendy only 9-2. Sacre bleu.
And also, the dynamic of the mid lane, not only did that kill change, but Viper is someone who naturally for the first couple of levels really isn't as strong. Like, we talk about how amazing he is in 1v1s. It's really around level 3 and 4 that starts to stack up with the extra levels in Nether Toxin maybe, or whichever way you're going. He's actually going straight into Corrosive Skin. Interesting to me, I guess he wants the extra damage every time the Shikuchi comes in on him, and he just wants the Orb Walk harass, but it's a very, very defensive sort of build, which I guess against a Weaver, it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, as a defensive build, I will say it makes sense just based on how aggressive Dendy has been thus far. I mean, basically since the get-go, Dendy has been harassing him back as aggressively as possible. So I see where he's coming from. But all right, we do have another go here. 3rd time's a charm. And looks like we are going to hold steady. So yeah, Dendy does need to make a little bit of recovery here. Now going to be forced to play a bit more passive, at least to level 6 when he gets that time lapse.
Yeah. Absolutely. And just one more dynamic is if Dendy goes in with the Shikuchi, then he can't get out, period. Not even because of the poison attack, but just because the Corrosive Skin's slow will keep him shut down for so long. Yep. So he can't dive towers, expecting Shikuchi to save him.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, we are going to resume here, and much to the surprise of many viewers out there, TR going to be ahead 3-0 to start off this match, hanging on to a nice 700 gold lead, somewhere about 1,400 experience lead here. So not a bad way to start off this match against Na'Vi. They are the clear underdogs. So picking up some momentum. Going to put Na'Vi on the back foot a little bit to start things off, though. Havost, he is in free farm heaven up here, leading the way in last hits by a large margin. Yeah, he's got a Midas. So we're looking at like a pretty solid, what is this, a 430 Midas. Yeah, that's pretty damn fast. So I have some faith in Havost here. I think he might still be able to make it happen, but off to a great start, giving him a lot of room to breathe. No Fear going to come back to the lane, but not much a lowly Furion can do to stop the farm of a Lifestealer with a 4.5-minute Midas.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that Kuroki's there, he'd actually be doing just fine, because the tree and harass and everything would cause Havos a lot of problems, but the fact that he has to worry about a Wind Ranger coming in at any point, putting damage into him, means it can be pretty frightening to hang out there and go too aggressive. He is doing a good job of stealing some of the jungle creeps that Kuroki was trying to get, though. Yeah. So, props to No Fear. He's doing the best he can, getting himself farming levels, and hey, he made stuff happen in the bottom lane, too. I think the Furion is just fine so far. Just underfarmed, but not really his fault.
Absolutely. He's doing just fine, but as we're talking about it now, he may find himself in that sticky situation that he feared so much. It appears that No Fear may indeed fear the wrath of the Crystal Maiden Windrunner combo. And they will grab a kill. Dendy, while that was happening, he's going to walk away with 10 hit points to spare. I did miss that bit of action as we were watching the Furion get killed, but poor Dendy struggling a bit here in the mid lane. Yeah, now Funnick going to be in a bit of a sticky situation. He doesn't have that nasal goo, and he's going to be headed for the hills. He's got the back turned. Telekinesis, it's a 4 versus 1, though. Funnick actually doing a good bit of damage with these quills. He's going to keep spamming them. That's a kill on PGG. Oh, no, and Funnick may still walk away. Oh, he's got...
I can't believe that just happened.
I'm done.
Oh, my God.
That was just... I don't have the vocabulary to express what just happened there in any sort of meaningful way. That should have been an easy kill on Funnick. He had his back turned the whole time, and PGG, I guess, just underestimating the power of quill stacks, but a big misplay. They put a lot of resources into that, and, well, needless to say, Funnick coming out way ahead right there. And also with that, opening up some space for the top lane, where I think Na'Vi may secure a pretty early tower kill here.
I think what basically happened was that PGG, he was accounting for the cooldown quill spray, and he was about to turn around, and then just as one of the quill sprays went off, they immediately got another one from Bristleback, so he just took more of a burst than he was ready for.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. So Dendy in the mid lane here. He is now level 6, looking like he wants to be aggressive on this Viper. I think TR trying to bait with it. They've got PGG nearby. He's only level 4, though, just about to hit level 5. So no black holes coming out quite yet, but Dendy getting completely zoned out here. He's got 3 bogeys in his lane. And he's going to be forced just to harass with the Scarabs, sit back, and stay safe under the tower. They did throw down a sentry ward up here. I think did you see that? Did they throw down a sentry within tower range that got killed? I think they did.
Possibly.
I think they made a mistake.
Ooh, Pugna going down.
Wow, I did miss that one as well. Yeah. Funnick on Nubic.
60 life.
Yeah, barely going to walk away. And that top tier 1 tower did fall. Viper going to get picked off by the power shot. Nicely done. It's not over yet, though. PGG now going to get pursued as Dendy rushes forward. There is a sentry down. But that's going to be the end of it. So Pugna going to fall in the bottom lane, and Viper gets taken out. 2 very high-ticket heroes. Na'Vi going to be happy with that. Funnick, though, worth his weight in gold. That's 2 close calls he's had. Though he is going to have to head back.
Hey, man, Funnick's Bristleback has really impressed me over the past few weeks when we've seen him really starting to play it quite a bit more. And I said, you know, this isn't really traditionally how I've seen him run it. Maybe I've just missed games where he goes off lane. Traditionally, I see him just farm a really fast safe lane Vanguard and then run around. But at the same time, it's not like he's not doing well. He's 2-1. He's got 34 CS at 8 minutes. Pretty darn good for an offlaner, and I think it's largely because the greediness of the Enigma pick opened up a lot of space for him, and the fact that Rubik has kind of been roaming a lot, trying to help everyone out. Like, he's been in his own lane a couple of times, but he's been all over the map as well, trying to slow everyone else down.
Yeah.
So just getting all of that has combined to make Funnick just an absolute terror for this Pugna.
And speaking of terror, Funnick and Nubic going at it again. Furion was going to port down, but he is going to turn around, going to cancel it. And that will be the end of it.
Plus 80 damage that Funnick is stacking up.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just giggling as the delay catches up, seeing the reaction to the Bristleback PGG action. But alas, Nubic going to be in big trouble here as Windrunner comes down. Oh, that Shackle going to latch. Well played from Kuroki right there. Now No Fear going to come down. He's going to throw a Sprout, but this is going to be bad news bears. So Nature's Prophet. PGG's got the black hole. He wants it. He's ready. He's hungry. Who's going to give it to him? No one. He's going to take that first-class ticket back to the well. Funnick taking some tower shots. Nope, not going to go down. That was just a fatal misstep from TR right there. Not what they were looking for. That poured in from Furion and PGG. I mean, they were just kind of walking around in the quill sprays. I don't know what the plan was, but didn't work for him.
I really think they didn't account for how much damage Funnick had already stacked up. By the time he got on top of them, he was swinging for 180. At 9 minutes into the game, that's obscene.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, the Furion has 4 armor, but then he's only got 700 life. The Enigma has about 700 life. There's no way they're living through that combined with the minus armor from the goo. It was just, definitely a little too aggressive, and that's the Vanguard on Funnick, farming it in under 10 minutes despite being in the offlane. 4-1-1.
Yeah, really having a good Bristleback game.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No fall off coming this time, man. I'm with you on that one, but I'm not sure they'll have time.
Yeah.
If he keeps this up, and Havost farming very well as well. This is a really scary position to be in for TR. They really, really need to get some tower pushing done. They need to win like a team fight or something, because they need to put enough pressure on that Havost is the only one getting ahead, and that he's not getting so far ahead that he's insurmountable. But at the moment, all of Na'Vi is doing really well.
And, you know, this is what I don't quite understand is why do they keep sending this Pugna down to the bottom lane? This is now at least the third time that, like, he walked into Bristleback. And, I mean, in Pugna's defense, Bristleback does pretty well against him. He's got no great escape mechanism. You stockpile that sticky goo, and you can't run away. The quills add up, and Pugna can't hold it. But they just keep sending him to the bottom lane, and that's part of the reason why Funnick has had such a good showing here, because he just keeps picking on the poor Pugna, who, well... I mean, what's he to do against Bristleback other than try and run away, which has not served him well so far. So
well, you don't run from Bristleback unless you're magic immune or you have a move speed modifier. Otherwise, you're just done as soon as he gets one stack of goo on you.
Yeah. So the pushing effort here a bit thwarted from TR, but you're absolutely right. They need to start knocking down these towers, and it looks like they want to do just that. Yeah, I see it down here. He's going to get decrepified. And he's going just so man mode here. Eid is totally dead, nowhere to go. He's actually going to get hit by the power shot as well. Phonic staying in there. There's the black hole. But these quill sprays could start to add up. If another one comes, that's going to... Oh, the triple kill coming out. He will fall in the end. But, oh no, that's why you don't black hole a Bristleback who's about to die. That was just a disaster. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, maybe a disaster coming the way of Heart. No, he is going to be able to survive. Sorry, I think I redlined my mic there, but that was just too much to handle. Oh, God.
That was pretty ridiculous.
Oh,
Puppy is going to fall.
Yeah.
Going to fall to Eid right there. But just not only did they black hole the Bristleback, which, you know, on the one hand, he's actually important enough that you can burn a solo black hole on him right now. I don't actually contest that.
Yeah.
I think the problem is that what they didn't... When you're burning it on a Bristleback, the goal isn't to give you time to kill him. It's to give you time to reposition to the front of him. Yeah. Because what they did was they just stacked up a ton of damage on his back. They didn't actually go around to the front of him and put it elsewhere. So not only did they not kill him, but they gave him like 2 more quill sprays than he otherwise would have gotten off, and handed him that triple kill before he went down.
Yeah, absolutely. That like is exactly what Funnick was hoping for. He's stuck inside the black hole, and he's like, okay, please just keep hitting my back. Please just keep hitting my back. And then he just explodes with quills. Oh, yeah, I'm watching up here. Funnick, no holds barred here. He's going to go straight forward, trying to finish off Fear, but a nice shackle going to come out, and that'll be the end of the Furion. Now PGG going to suffer a similar fate, I think. Funnick just going to stand his ground. He's going to keep chopping that wood. PGG, one more hit ought to do it. The power shot actually going to clip him. Now Nuba going to come in, and as will Hart. Funnick is going to fall. Kuroki going to connect with another shackle, and Puppy on his way in, but that'll be the end of it. So Funnick still at least going to get a 1 for 2 right there. Does finish off PGG and Eid. All the while, Dendi just farming the mid lane, Havost farming the bottom lane, and these remaining Tier 1 towers looking pretty low on hit points.
Yeah, I mean, there's the Bristle God from Lysander.
Yeah.
It's just Funnick, man. He's just such a beast. Windranger does go down, and so does Weaver.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Playing a...
Oh, Prophet Ultimate.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, I actually missed the kill on Weaver. I saw the one up top.
I looked at the assists, and I'm like, Prophet and Rubik, they're nowhere near each other. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, he just didn't account for the possibility of it when it was bouncing through. It must have just taken out a big chunk of his life.
Yeah.
They're probably ready for it. You know, you don't throw off a Furion Ultimate in a high-level game without telling your team, hey, there's a Prophet Ultimate bouncing around. If you're ready, you might be able to capitalize.
Yep. Absolutely right. And I mean, Dendi's still a little bit underfarmed. Just now going to grab his Drums of Endurance, so he's going to get a little bit more survivability. Well, not the tankiest presence. And,
there's the Necro book from Wind Skeleton. You know, if you know, Super Skeleton loses to Bristle God, LD is gonna have to eat a few words.
I guess that's a little bit true. Definitely a little bit true. So we'll see. TR trying to make something happen here. They are continuing to group up and push. That is the right mode of transportation here. It is what they need to be doing. But this lead actually starting to hold steady here for Na'Vi. It is going to plateau a little bit as they did take out that top tier 1 and grab a couple of kills. But still, the net worth chart is what's scary here. Pardon me, not Funnick, but Havost is the one that is just unbelievably farmed right now. And there's nothing slowing him down whatsoever. That Midas really starting to kick in. He's got that armlet. And, oh, Puppy! He's going to get caught here. Na'Vi definitely not playing as crisp as we're used to seeing here. Maybe getting, well, a little bit overzealous. There is a black hole up on PGG. TR could take a team fight right here, especially with the Crystal Maiden down. But they're going to play this a bit more cautiously. Furion's not with him. Of course, can port in at any time if they find... But they are just going to back out. Not going to overcommit here.
That's big. Hood finished on Funnick. That's all of their damage right now on TR is magical. They don't have good physical damage, and even if they do, he's got the Vanguard. So most of their physical damage is already gone. His armor isn't great. He's got 6, but now there's the mech out on the Windranger, so they have that bonus armor going on as well. It's going to be almost impossible for them to do enough damage to actually kill Funnick right now with all that tankiness.
PGG. Oh, man. Looks like they were thinking about setting something up on Puppy. And the Wind Ranger ports in. Easy, easy shackles right there. And PGG going to get that first-class ticket into the grave. Very unfortunate. That was just unlucky. He had no idea he was porting in. I think Kuroki was actually porting in before he showed himself, too. That was just one of those wrong place at the wrong time kind of situations. But, yeah, commenting on Bristleback, you're right. He is still low on armor, but does have the Hood of Defiance. So, good news on that front. Going to absorb some of that magic damage. Probably going to turn into a Pipe of Insight. Going to make Merlini happy.
I would think this would be a game where a Pipe would be pretty good, yeah. Against this team. It's, you know, there's a little bit of magic damage coming out from TR.
Pretty
Maybe
solid.
A couple of spells that do some magic damage on some reasonably low cooldowns.
So Roshan going to be under heavy fire here. Na'Vi going to commit to it. And Viper going to poke his head, and he's like, uh-oh, I see him. Now I got to head for the hills. No Fear going to port in a very odd situation here. He's going to be shackled, and I think he is destined to fall. A good black hole from PGG. Kuroki going to be on the outside, though. Will use the mech. That's going to buy him a little bit of time. Lifestealer falls. Instant buyback. Funnick's still alive. Trying to pursue. Going to get decrepified here, and he's going to be forced to turn around. How's the rest of this fight going to transpire? Well, looks like now Nubik may have stuck around a bit too long. Dendi going to be in the mix, and PGG going to turn as well. They're trying to make something happen onto Funnick, but he is still just too tanky. PGG going to try and port out. Oh, Dendi not going to go for it. I think he may have had enough damage to finish him. Instead, Dendi just going to go for the Pugna, and he'll finish him off there. So, maybe not a worthy buyback there from the Lifestealer. Havos just, well, going to miss out on a little bit of farming opportunity. But still, Na'Vi going to get the better of it. And, of course, they did... wait, did they finish off Roche? Yeah, who has the Aegis?
Yeah. Funnick.
Oh, Funnick, there it is. Phew. Missed it somehow.
Funnick ran out of mana partway through that fight. Like, if you take away the fact that Funnick ran out of mana, Na'Vi would have crushed that fight. And just the fact that he had used a lot of it on Roche, they had been stacking up the nasal goo. I think he wasn't really full when he came into the Roche pit in the first place. Yeah. So what I thought was going to be a really iffy engagement at first ended up being really, really good for TR in comparison to how it could have gone. And I thought it was going to be way worse than a one-for-one trade.
Yep.
And Na'Vi burnt a buyback on that, too, and didn't really get anything from it.
That really wasn't too bad for TR. It was actually a pretty solid black hole. It would have been a little bit better if he had caught Kuroki. As if Kuroki didn't get the mech off, that would have made things just a bit easier. And, more damage would have come out. But still, pretty solid black hole right there. Not a bad engage for TR. If they had gotten there a little bit earlier and could have actually contested the Roshan death, things would have gone a bit better for him. But still, it was kind of funny to see Hart poke his head in, kind of like, well, I might as well check Roche, even though I don't really think they're doing it. He gets right here in the front of the pit, and there's, oh, shit, and just about face right away. So luckily the team support was there, but I could just see the expression on Hart's face as soon as he walked into the pit. Oh, man. Still, the scariest part of this match, even though Na'Vi have conceded a couple of unnecessary deaths, is still just Havost. I mean, aside from that black hole right there, nothing has been slowing him down. That was his first death of the game. 1-1-0.
He only needs recipe for an AC on top of his armlet.
Yeah, that is just incredible farm. We're here at the 18-minute mark. We're talking about an AC with an armlet. I mean, of course, he did have basically the earliest Midas you can get. He got it just about spot on at 4 minutes, 30 seconds. Really doesn't get much earlier than that, but still very impressive farm from Havost. Living up to his reputation for sure.
Necro 3 is coming out on Pugna, though, which is very, very significant. I mean, I really do still think TR can do this. They still have a Pugna. They still have some incredible pushing power. If they can take, like, maybe pick and push, or maybe take, like, a team fight where Na'Vi isn't quite in position, if they can get anyone when Funnick isn't nearby, quite frankly, because Funnick is the real driving force. Havost is going to very soon be a really powerful force, but I think Funnick is still the biggest threat on Na'Vi. Anyone that can pick off away from Funnick and then just capitalize that into towers gets to be a really big deal, and Pugna, he doesn't have to go in. That's the biggest thing about Pugna, is just how far back you can sit and still be sieging a tower. So if they can just get to high ground, if they can push everything up, they can clear out the outer towers, then he can siege down that Rax just fine. If they get a Rax by maybe 27, 28-ish minutes, I think they have a chance still.
Yep. 30 minutes is kind of that kind of good gold standard, so to speak. And the Necro books are indeed coming out. No Fears got his now.
Building one too.
PGG going to grab one. Yep. So, yeah, you're right. And Viper going to have his now. So that's now 4 Necronomicons coming onto the field. And I'm actually in complete agreement with you, my friend. I think there is still hope for TR. They're going to have to do it soon, and they're going to have to do it well. But there is still hope with that immense amount of pushing power and a Pugna and a Furion. That is a lot of pushing power, and I mean, Na'Vi, they do have a fair bit of anti-push between the Windrunner and the Quill Spray as well. But it can very quickly become a double-edged sword as those Necronomicon units start to stack up. Not much in the way of BKBs. Kuroki going to be under heavy assault here. PGG going to initiate. There's the Malphite. E going to come around the backside. Telekinesis as well. And yeah, Kuroki going to be destined to fall. I think. I hope. He should be. The mech going to be used. Kuroki surviving for a very long time. Going to be a 5-on-1 gank. Some of that showing perhaps the power of the Na'Vi lineup and how farmed they are. 5 versus 1 Windrunner. I don't want to say almost surviving, but did pretty damn well.
I mean, she also has some pretty good survivability between the Windrunner and the Mechanism, so she was able to last for a while, but it's more... Windrunner is really good at delaying how quickly you're going to kill her, but she's still going to die in the end.
Yeah, sorry about that. Had to do some IRL yelling about the dogs here. Apparently someone is barking. Something, who knows?
I was worried I'd lost the Skype connection because it's been a little spotty between games. I was thinking Sayori.
It's all me. It was all me.
All right.
Now, one thing about the Necro books, though, that does counter them, just straight BKBs. Everyone's always talking about the damage that the one creep does. When you kill it, it explodes in your face, and you get all that return damage. Owie, that hurts. But alas, if you are BKB'd, that does counter that damage that comes out. So we'll see Na'Vi start to farm up those BKBs. Dendi about to grab his. Puppy on the Windrunner, pretty close to grabbing his as well. And that's it for now, but still, the BKBs will come out to help deal with these Necronomicons. And, of course, Lifestealer has that rage, so... the need for one is much less significant. But Eid, he's going to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. He's going to bump right into Havost and Funnick. And, crafty play from Eid. Going to be able to force staff onto the other side of the high ground. Going to try and port out here, but the Yules from Bristleback going to prove effective. And that will be the end of the Rubik. Wind Ranger going to finish him off with the power shot. Nice item pickup there from Funnick, not only to set up that kill, but I'm a big fan of Yules. Another one of those underrated items that I really like.
Well, for Funnick, it's absolutely amazing because he needs the mana and mana regen. That's exactly. Bristleback has actually really good int gain, so high regen items are good for him. PGG definitely going to go down right there.
He was just, I don't know what he was doing. He was just looking at his inventory.
He knew they were there. I mean, they just picked up a kill on E. Maybe he was trying to TP out and just couldn't get it fast enough. Was he waiting on cooldown maybe? Because he had one in his inventory. I think it's possible that the cooldown wasn't quite up.
Ah, okay. He was just kind of hanging out there, just, going shopping, checking out the Vera Bradley store, looking at the bags. And, going to cost him.
Yeah. In reference to the Necro books very briefly, I mean, the main things they're going to deter the mindless quill spam from Bristleback. They're going to deter the Crystal Maiden and Windrunner AoE. But on Na'Vi's side, not only do they have the Rage and, of course, the BKB that's going to be coming out for the Weaver, remember that if you Infest pop it, the return damage doesn't happen because Lifestealer technically doesn't exist when the unit dies. So it can't return to him.
Ah, interesting. And down here in the bottom, this bottom tier 2 tower going to be under heavy assault from Na'Vi. That shackle, whoa, close to connecting with Nubik, but not quite. And this tower, almost going to fall. The glyph does come out. We see some Necronomicon units pushing their way forward. Oh, a nice Fury and ulti going to come in. Going to take a couple of good bounces right away. The mech going to be used. And, yeah, they're just going to clear out these creeps. Nature's Prophet does deny that bottom tower. Infest. Yep, Infest going to be used. They're going to press forward. Now, PGG does have a black hole available, so Na'Vi... great spread so far, not making PGG's life easy. And they're looking for Funnick. He's the target they have set in their sights. Are they going to have the crowd control to take him down, though? Funnick, a tanky mother right now. Oh, nice shackle. Going to connect onto Nubik here as well. Funnick still headed for the hills. And Nature's Prophet going to port ahead. That's going to be the Wind Ranger in a little bit of trouble. Windrun comes out. He does have the mech up in 9 seconds. Not going to have enough mana, though, and that'll be the end of him. Now Nature's Prophet could get turned around on. Funnick just going to go man mode here. One more Quill Spray. One more. Oh, there's the black hole. PGG going to use it to keep his buddy alive. That's a defensive black hole if I've ever seen one. All the while over here, Puppy trying to tango with the rest of them. He's going to pay with his life. Funnick going to survive for now, but not for long. Down he goes. Very convincing team fight for TR right there. Is that a 3-0? No, 3-1. I think they finished off someone.
Who did they lose? I don't think so, no, because No Fear TP'd out with very, very little life.
Oh, okay. Yeah, someone was low. I guess they survived. So
right?
yeah,
no,
3-0.
Actually, he must have got he got away from the. He started to TP, got interrupted by the Yules, and then the black hole saved him. That's the person who was really, really low.
Yep.
There's No Fear. And look at this. Look how fast this turns into towers.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, I said, they need to take a team fight, then they need, just free towers. Look at this.
Absolutely.
This get to high ground, Funnick down for another 30.
Yeah, this bottom tier 2 going to be destined to fall. There is a glyph available for Na'Vi here, so they are going to have an opportunity to defend. They are going to burn it straight away. All the while, Dendy pressuring the top tier 2, so at least going to get some kind of a gold exchange, but all of a sudden, TR with this momentum, buyback from Bristleback is possible, though at this point he's already waited so long, going to want to wait a little bit longer. Shackle going to come in to try and delay the creeps, but this is where things get scary. Just look at all these creeps right now. All of the summons just trashing this tier 3 tower. Now Puppey going to get crowd controlled. They are going to back out. Pugna going to throw down the Nether Ward, and they'll take the tier 3 and be happy with their spoils. They are going to head for the hills. Anyone going to get caught? Yeah, that's going to be the Pugna. Nubik in big trouble here, and he's going to fall. Not much he can do. Decrepify going to buy him a second, but that'll be it.
We got a little bit of damage in on that range track, at least. I mean, oh, Puppey almost dying to the Necro minions right there. That was pretty intense.
Wow.
And that's the thing, like the AoE that you'd usually be using to clear creeps from your supports is deadly to them. Because if they catch a couple of Necro minions, they drop. But look at how low that range track's got, man. Less than half life. They just basically, as soon as they were disengaging, instead of focusing the melee and trying to bring it down, they just took all of their Necro minions and dumped them on the range racks. Bam.
Yeah. I mean, Na'Vi still have a very large lead right here. If we look at the graph, somewhere about an 11,000 gold lead, 15,000 experience lead. Not too shabby, but TR showing us right there the power of just one misstep from Na'Vi. If they overcommit, if they lose one of those high-ticket heroes, just wow, the amount of aggressive pushing power they can put out is really quite impressive. Now with 4 level 3 Necronomicons, the only one not to have one. Oh man,
I mean, he's got to be working on it. He's gotten himself a. I actually really like that, the Ghost Scepter, so they can have the extra decrep, so he can't get chased down by Bristleback, so he can't get chased down by Weaver, so he can't get chased down by Lifestealer. Because remember, the Quills are physical.
Absolutely.
So you don't have to worry about them either.
Oh, PGG going to be in a little bit of trouble here. Puppey going to burn the ultimate. He has a BKB of his own. No fear. He's going to port right into the freezing field. That's going to be the easiest kill Na'Vi will find all game. And Havos going to infest here. That'll buy him a little bit of time. That's going to be a 2-for-0 exchange. Na'Vi still finding the better of it here. I think they might be able to turn and fight. They do have a 5v3 on the field. Reinforcements are on the way. And there it is. Oh, man, that Shackle. Thought that would have latched, perhaps. But all the while, Bristleback.
Phonic was soloing Roche.
Yeah, I didn't even notice.
Deal.
Oh, man. Soloing Roche that entire time, and he's now got some evasion. Talisman. So we were just talking about the power of TR, but a few more plays like that, and they're going to be in big trouble. Oh, that Furion port, though, just... I understand what he was trying to go for there to save his buddy Enigma. One for all for one, but... not the best teleport.
Enigma has saved all of them enough times. I think he felt like he really owed PG.
I guess
those
that's
black
true.
holes, man, he's been saving lives with those all game.
Yep. So, Na'Vi not going to be able to push too much here. They're going to chip away at that tier 3 tower. Not even going to chip at it. It's actually still going to be at full health. Pretending they want to chip away at it, and then they will just back up. So, TR, they are on the back foot. I think the pressure is on them to make this push happen. They've now got those 4 Necro books, and they're just going to get worse as this game goes on in terms of the damage they do relative to everything else. They're looking for a kill on Dendy. He's going to blow his BKB nice and early. If they take a big team fight here, Dendy won't have it. And that could be a deciding factor. Now Kuroki and Funnick going to get initiated on. Kuroki, oh god, going to be the target of choice. And he's going to be thrown to the low ground. Now Kuroki going to be in big trouble. The Radiant Courier does get picked off, though. Not the best micro. Windrunner will be the first to fall. Nubik going to stand his ground against Funnick here. Rubik will be the first to call. Too many icks. That's going to be our second to fall, pardon me. 1 for 1. And now this fight going to start to peter down, though. It may not be over quite yet. No fear. He's going to get caught in the mix. So many units here. PGG going to blow the ultimate. Going to catch a couple of them. Funnick taking a lot of damage, but he does have the Aegis. Don't forget about it when he pops back up. Oh, he's a great hero to have that Aegis. Those quill stacks going to continue to add up. Puppey and Dendy headed for the hills. Necronomicons trying to chase him down. And they will turn an about face. Now Funnick going to continue on. Viper going to try to go toe-to-toe with him, but he is just so tanky right now. TR not going to be able to take this fight the way that they want. Nubik going to be forced to retreat. And this fight will settle down as a 2 for 1. Not bad for TR, but every moment that they don't take a successful fight, Havos is just getting more and more fat.
Well, they did burn the Aegis too, which is very significant.
Yeah, that's true. All right, a 2 for 2. My mistake.
And just, well, not having to worry about that. Like, if they pick Funnick off now, they can push the base, as opposed to, oh, well, we burned all of our stuff to pick off Funnick, now all our stuff is on cooldown, and we just died in AV when they come in over the Aegis. Now that's out of the picture. Those last couple of poison attacks from Hart, really good presence of mind, because the Pugna was getting chased. They really needed that slow. Even with the stuns coming out from the Enigma, the extra move speed from the Bristleback probably would have caught up to him, between both the Warpath stacks and the fact that he's got a Yules. He runs fast as heck, man.
Yep. And now Na'Vi going to be the aggressors here. Shackle going to fly, won't latch. Havos did burn his rage already. Right away, going to get telekinesed. Havos going to be in big trouble right here. He's got no mana, nothing around to infest. That's going to be a dead lifestealer. That'll be a nice bounty going the way of Rubik. All of a sudden, TR going to have that momentum. There's no buyback on Havos either. Uh-oh, he's down for 80 seconds. This is where things start to get a little sticky here, Hippie. Funnick, he's going to get obliterated by the Necro 3, level 3 Necronomicons. Oh, Jesus. This is where things get extra scary. No buyback on the Bristle. Can TR do this? Oh my God, they might have a chance here. Kuroki, is he gonna fall? That's gonna be a 3-for-0 exchange in the mid. They're gonna push straight up the mid lane, maybe the bottom. They need to pick a lane and go. Time is ticking. They've got 50 seconds of pure chaos they can wreak onto the Na'Vi base. There is a glyph available, but they're gonna be able to cut through it. This could actually be bad for Na'Vi.
God, it all depends on when Na'Vi, how much they can try to slow it down with that glyph, but only these two heroes. I mean, when do you burn the glyph if you're Na'Vi? I mean, do you burn it for this tier 3? Do you try to save it for when they get to the Raxes? They have 30 seconds to tear through this stuff. I think most of the Necros are on cooldown, though. That's so unfortunate for them. They can't get all of their damage out.
Yeah, not for long, though. That rotation coming up in just about 10 seconds. They're still going to have a good 10-second window of these Necro books out while the Na'Vi heroes are still in the grave. Still yet to use the glyph, and I think that's smart. Puppy, BKB, Frostfield, that'll be the end of PGG. Dendi going to come in. They might be able to hold here. Down goes the Pugna. That'll be a 2-for-0 exchange. Puppy, the lone defender right now. He's still alive. Down he goes. Pugna going to finish him off, but that's going to be enough to keep the towers alive, and it's not over yet. Now Dendi pressing forward. He's going to be forced to time lapse. He may very well pay with his own life here. A Viper trying to pursue. E going to continue to chase him down. He did steal the Shikuchi. Nope. Funnick, or pardon me, Kuroki going to come in, going to be able to use the mech. And Dendi going to survive. Now, Viper very well going to pay with his life here. He's just going to try and pour it out. Shackle going to come. It's going to latch. And that is one dead Viper. Rubik going to fall simultaneously here. And oh no, TR had an opportunity, but now I think Na'Vi going to squander it. They keep the Rax alive. Puppy, the MVP of this match right now.
What a freezing field, man. I mean, I should have been looking for that. I should have seen it coming, but they didn't have any way to cancel it. They didn't have the Enigma BKB off cooldown. Oh my God, I can't even believe it, man. It was perfect positioning. He got the BKB off. He knew he would channel the whole thing. I don't know what the Furion was doing in there. Was
yeah,
he
that was.
Career or something?
I think he was shopping. I don't know.
That's just. You can't throw that stuff away in a game this tight. But I can't get over that puppy positioning right there, man. And 2 kills straight off that ultimate.
Beautiful. That was a good bit of hype right there. This game, surprisingly intense. I think statistically Na'Vi are the heavy favorites. I'd be curious to see what the percentages are. But TR, I think they're going to be hard-pressed to take a victory here, as Havost is just a machine at this point. He's got a heart at Tarask to go with the Assault Cuirass, Diffusal, and the Armlet. But one hell of a match so far. They've given us really an action-packed game. Sheepsit now out on the Pugna. Still a small chance. I'm not going to count him out quite yet, but TR very quickly falling onto the back foot. If Bristleback and Havost had buybacks there, that would not even have been an issue. So that is one thing we have to remember. It seemed close, but just because they were both like 300 or 400 gold short of a buyback. But, whoa, we're going to hold that thought as Havost getting a bit aggressive here. Viper going to turn on him, and he's going to be in some trouble, going to get force-staffed away. Now Hart going to be stuck in no man's land, and it's going to try and stand his ground for now. Havost actually taking a lot of damage here. There's the PGG Black Hole. That's going to be a dead lifestealer. He'll buy back right away. Funnick going to be in big trouble as well. He's going to go down. Hart survives. The 2 big heroes fall. What's the buyback situation? Bristleback has it. Havost already used it, so they're still in okay shape, but still 2 very big kills the way of TR. Oh, man. Back and forth throws here, Hippie.
It's getting completely crazy, and there was an attempt from the Furion to break bottom lane. He didn't quite pick it up. Dendi bought a Basher. I mean, is he going for the Abyssal Blade to try and be able to shut down the Enigma? I don't really know what his goal is with that. It's an odd pickup.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
For sure. And the Diffusal Blades, I'm sure there's a couple people scratching their heads, mostly for the Pugna. At Decrepify, you can
also remember
Diffusal
it'll deal with the Hex, too.
Yep, and to deal with the Hex. Well, I think it's for the Pugna, but yeah, that's an added bonus for sure. But here we go. The BKB is going to get popped. Nature's Prophet going to fall. Nubik going to get shackled. And just a couple of right clicks. Down he goes. A buyback from Bristleback did come as well. So, now again, Na'Vi going to take the momentum here. Middle barracks. Oh my god, 38 hit points! And they keep it alive. Ranged Rax survive.
Just barely, though. I mean, God, TR, they keep knocking on the door, but they just can't force their way in. I mean, it's like they're There's like a deadbolt or something. They've just barely almost broken through, but every single time Na'Vi manages to shove back, even though they're making these really questionable plays. They're losing Funnick and Havos like all the way across the map. Dendi is buying bashers, but they're still managing to hold everything off.
Yeah.
And the longer the game goes, the worse it gets for TR. All Na'Vi needs to do is hold. This might, in fact, be a very deadly push coming up because there's no black hole available.
Yeah, Glyph is up. Black hole going to be down for another 85. You're absolutely right. Glyph going to be burned right away. Furion's up, going to throw the ulti, just going to tickle. And the Met going to pick him right back up. That'll be the end of the tier 3 in the mid. They're going to try to do what they can. They're going to focus the Bristleback. But I think they are going to lose mid laner Rax here. Na'Vi, though, they're going to retreat out of the base, so maybe not. They're going to stay up for now. E going to blow some dust. They're going to have sight of anyone that tries to go invisible, most notably that Weaver, who did indeed get dusted as well. Nether Ward does get taken out. But Dendi taking a lot of damage here. That lifesteal doing a lot. Dendi going to BKB, time-lapse back, and he's going to survive to tell the tale. But still, TR actually hold even without the black hole for now. Eid in the front lines. Looking for an opportunity. No, both sides still yet to secure a kill. TR holding this off much better than I thought they'd be able to. And they're going to continue to pursue, continuing to chip away. Na'Vi actually reasonably low on health, and those BKBs are now on cooldown.
Shackle.
Beautiful shackle on Nubik in Fear. Nubik going to be in big trouble, but no, he's going to be able to force staff up. Puppey going to come in. Freezing Field going to finish off PGG. Oh no, the Freezing Field again. Puppey with the ultra kill. It is Puppey once again making the plays, and that will secure this game for Na'Vi, I think. A buyback comes from the Viper, but they don't have any others. Now they're going to go in. Rubik going to fall. It is going to be a Viper lone defender. Puppey with the plays. He is absolutely the MVP here. These Freezing Fields have been spot on. He's even got an Ag Scepter, for Christ's sake, as Viper falls. That's going to be it. No buybacks available. Na'Vi will be able to do it, but talk about a back and forth match. Cheese and crackers. Put a knife in me. I'm done. And I think it's a fork, but
that was insane. I just, you know, you think maybe you'll see one of those that level of Freezing Fields in the game. To see two of them, there's a reason Puppey is, you know, such an amazing Crystal Maiden player. I'm not quite sure he's as good as Ake. I think Ake is probably the best, but Puppey is up there, man, and he was proving it today. And they're buying Sanj and Yashas on everybody at the end of the game to skew all of the item inventories on every data site ever.
Oh, yeah.
So now Wind Ranger has a 100% win rate when she buys Sanj and Yasha.
That's true. That's very true. Bristleback.
Oh, it didn't get in fast enough.
Bristleback got it, though.
Yeah, Bristle got it in time.
So, wow. Sorry, may have blown up a couple of headsets there. I think that mic got redlined a few times. But, Jesus, that game was action-packed. I have not been that hype in a while. Yesterday, I was a little bit too docile. And today, we got to crank it up. I like to turn that amp up to 11 sometimes. And today, we got to do just that. What a match to round out our day of Starladder Season 8 Day 11 coverage. But that is it. Na'Vi going to go 2-0 today. They will take out the retry in Game 5. Thank you for joining us here on Beyond the Summit, guys, for your Starladder English commentary. I am Zyori, and joining me today in the stead of Merlini is Hippie. Make sure you give him a follow on Twitter, at HippieCasting. It is in the title of this broadcast. And you might want to follow me on Twitter as well, at ZyoriTV. Again, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Hippie, my friend, always a pleasure. Thank you for taking the time. I'm sure I'll see you again in future Starladder dates.
I may not be Merlini, but I do my best for all of you. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah. I love you all.
Absolutely, guys. So that does it for us today. We will be back tomorrow for Day 12. The long grind continuing on here. Going straight through until December 23rd. Starladder action every single day here on Beyond the Summit. Again, thank you for joining us. Take care.